Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. David G. Evans, the numeral 1. We're so glad you've joined us. We ask you to do us a favor once again. Like us, subscribe to us, hit the notification button, but also share with those you care about, those you think would benefit from this conversation that we have week in and week out. All from a kingdom biblical perspective, a place of faith is where we're always coming from, and we believe it's a helpful conversation. If you can help us with that as we spread the On Point word, really appreciate it. You can give us a call toll free today, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. We love all of our regular callers. We love our first-time callers. We want you to feel safe. It's a good place for you to have a conversation about a variety of subjects. We talk faith, of course, the Bible, politics, sports, cultural events, worldwide, local, regional, those things that matter to you, but always giving you what we think is a kingdom or a biblical perspective. All of our microphones just went out down here. We are, hopefully you can still hear me.
Rob,
we'll keep talking.
Can you let them know our microphones are off?
We'll keep talking until
Can you let them know our microphones
we get
went
some
out?
something coming back. So
Microphones went out.
our co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith, is here today.
How you doing?
So how we doing? We without him?
I guess so. Yes, the headphones. We can keep
Okay,
talking.
we're on the air. Good.
We're on
good.
the air.
We keep going. I'm glad people are tuning in today. I'm glad we're here. Of course, we always can do steady gospel on a rocky boat.
Right.
So I heard something yesterday, saw something yesterday that kind of piqued my curiosity regarding this whole relationship dynamic that's going on. And I've been thinking about trying to get your opinion on this. It appears to me that what was already a challenging part of most people's lives, that post-COVID, and not saying COVID is over, but the height of the pandemic and those, the way it impacted people in a variety of ways emotionally, it seems like the relationship dynamics between men and women have gotten even more exaggerated than they were years ago. And I saw something where ladies were saying that they didn't like being rated, like numbered,
Yeah.
who's, and here it comes. And some of that supposedly was based in the, everybody's beautiful, everybody's the same type of thing, should be judged with the same criteria. But what was really weird to me is that the same ladies that were saying they didn't like to be rated had a rating system for men. How much money they had to have, and how they had to look. And so I'm thinking, so if every woman is beautiful now, is every man considered handsome now?
Not to them, no. Not all.
Okay, so I guess I'm trying to figure out how they came up with this criteria, and what really was major was they need to be making this amount of money, they need to have this kind of job. So, the way my mind is working is that, okay, this, and I know you're gonna probably holler at me, this is what it's gonna cost to buy you.
Yeah. No, that's what it is.
Okay, but what do you have to buy the man?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of, my monthly upkeep's gonna cost you $1,500, $2,000.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Do you have the money to support his monthly upkeep?
That's the thing the guys are saying. But some of them believe their presence alone, you being with me, should be enough. I'm gonna give you X, Y, and Z.
All right, but
My looks, my
But having a woman present is a purchasable item, and you can purchase one without the attitude. So, so what it relegates I think this whole relationship thing too is you go to a carnival, you win the prize, and the prize is a stuffed animal that you take home that does absolutely nothing but take up space.
Yeah.
So my thing was, okay, you got this price for you. What do you have to help support, pay? Can you pay for the man the way you're asking to be paid for?
Yes, yeah. I think it's to me, from what I've seen with some of them, it's an over-evaluation of their body and what they can bring sexually, what they can bring presence-wise. It's that whole IG model type thing that I'm with her, and that upgrades.
No.
I know it's
crazy.
It sounds crazy, but that's how some of them talk.
So say a guy's making $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
$1 million a year, because a couple of ladies when I need a guy making at least $1 million. All right, what do you have economically to contribute to that lifestyle that he's bringing? With your $35,000 a year job, your $50,000 a year, your $60,000 a year, why would that be an even trade?
Yeah.
And if you got if he's got all of the everything, isn't he the prize if you bring nothing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the value is in what? What I emotionally have qualified myself to be?
Yes. What I value myself, and that's what I deserve.
But you bring nothing but yourself to
the table. Yes.
But watch this. But if a guy brings nothing but himself to the relationship, that's not good.
He's a bum. He ain't got much.
Okay.
You know.
We can't call him a clown because clowns have a job.
Right.
Right. So I was watching this thing and I'm like, when did this thing get so? I knew it was partially twisted.
Yeah.
But it seems to have gotten worse.
It has, because it's always been there, but now with the height of social media and the way people think now, it's more pervasive.
Okay.
You're seeing more of it. But you have, it's always been there. You have people who are wanting to get married, have a baby by athlete, just so they don't have to work. They can live off the child support, and that's
so they don't really want the kid.
It's not really about
the kid's a means to an end.
Yeah, or they want the kid a little bit, but they really want the lifestyle that comes with.
Yeah, but it's not the whole lifestyle.
It's not the whole lifestyle. Yeah, but now I'm getting.
At least I don't have to work.
Yeah, I get $40,000-$50,000 a month of child support, so now I can, live this life.
Amazing.
It is. Now, this is coming from somebody who believes that a man should provide for his woman.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to look at my woman as a business transaction.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You come to me, and some of them are like, yo, I need $5,000 a month, $7,000 a month, because this is what it takes to upkeep me.
Well, if
that's insane to me.
All right, help me with this, son, because I'm a little out of step.
Yeah.
So you come to me with a business proposition disguised as a relationship. Then you ought to be willing to sign a prenup to get into it.
Yes. And some aren't, some maybe, yes.
So if I don't plan on staying, why would I sign a prenup?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
That's twisted.
It is twisted.
But I really, I see a lot where ladies are talking about they don't like being sexualized and that type of thing. But what I'm seeing online
is
an over-sexualization across the board, from the church even to secular things, entertainment. It's the presentation.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm going to over-sexualize myself, but I don't want to be seen as over-sexualized. And because what I know for a fact is this: the way we present ourselves in public reflects our personal and private perception of ourselves. So if I'm competing, and the only way I see I can compete is by, whatever I can buy to enhance myself. Why would an individual that's focused on career and success and all that want a person who's simply focused on over-sexualizing themselves so they can be bought by somebody else?
I think they're looking for, they're getting confused with that wealthy demographic that may have like a stay-at-home wife or, whatever like that. But he's not looking for her just to raise kids and keep a house clean. There are other elements that she may bring to the table. And I think they're missing that. We want that, but without the responsibility that comes along with.
You know, I perhaps, now this could be something I said years ago. Perhaps women have undervalued their personalities and blah, 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 and overvalued their sexuality.
Yeah.
So the sexuality becomes a bargaining chip when that's something that guys can get
Anywhere.
Here's what's amazing. I don't think most women understand that what makes you special is you.
Yeah.
So and what makes what you bring special is you.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Something I'm working on for youth class in Power
Okay,
God.
okay.
We're doing a class on culture.
Okay.
And I'm still working on it, so I can't explain it. But the illusion,
Okay.
the fantasy of what's presented is an illusion.
Absolutely.
It's a deception.
Absolutely.
Like Eve in the garden, like what Satan presented to Eve in the garden, it was a fantasy. It wasn't real. But she believed it so much that it felt real to her. And she did everything she could to go get this elusive fantasy. And what this generation, what they're reminding me of, are drug addicts chasing a dragon.
Okay.
You get the first high, and you do everything you can to try to get that same feeling, that same illusion. It's like I buy more stuff, take more pictures, do more of this, do more of that.
Okay.
Because they're chasing this fantasy that's real in their minds, but not real in reality.
So you're saying that people, ladies, have to de-emphasize who they really are to present a picture that competes with
everything else.
Everything else.
So these people got BBL, I got to go get one.
Okay.
You know, these people filter their stuff, I got to fit into all of this.
Okay.
Because I got to compete within the scope of what's being presented.
Yeah.
But my challenge...
But the social media platform is not real.
It's a fantasy. It's not real. And it's almost like back in the day, and I know you've seen this with young ladies. The loose ones got more of the attention than the good ones.
Absolutely.
And some of the good ones fell to the pressure of becoming loose to get the attention. But I'm like, now I told one of them, that's not the attention that you want. You want to be valued, but you're doing things to devalue yourself. Because these guys will run right through you, never talk to you again, move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So,
Why do you think that when I'm watching I was watching this one YouTube video, and I was amazed that character, temperament, the things that make it work in a relationship had very little importance. I mean, you just can't sit around looking at each other all the time.
I know.
You know, and you can't have a mutual admiration society all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so I really think men and women without personality actually think they bring value to a relationship.
Yeah.
When the personality part and the conversation and all that is the absolute heart of it.
Yeah. But they're not thinking about that. Even some of the guys, they have a sense of entitlement too. Why you'll see them be super aggressive with a woman, just grab her on the street, and if she doesn't give him the number, he gets all upset and wants to get crazy.
Well, that's stupid.
And it's never, when we get older, our looks are going to change, things are going to change. But how could we still love each other after,
especially if it starts out.
Age starts.
Especially if it starts out that I had enough money to buy you.
Yeah.
And when as time goes on, you actually don't have enough to support it. I'm watching this thing like, are these people out of their minds?
A lot of it's a lot of mistrust. People are jaded.
But how could it not be mistrust if you're going into it with,
I know.
You need to have enough money for me to be with you.
Yeah.
You need to have the right job for me to be with you. But I don't want you to have any qualifications for me at all.
Yeah.
You need to just take me as I am.
Well, a part of that is a lack of acceptance, or a lack of, mistrust in the sense of you valuing me, because I don't value me.
What about, because if you don't value yourself, and I get that women need security. I get that. But it's undervalued that men need it also.
We just need it differently.
Yeah.
We don't need the same security the same way.
Men need it differently. But I'm amazed at how in a lot of females that I've talked to over the years in counseling, and I watched this video with rapt attention, that there's a disconnect between the real person and the projected person, and you're supposed to purchase the projected person.
Yep.
And then find out later that the person has no conversation.
Yep.
They're mean as hell. They just, I mean, just, and that's supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
But who would want to live a contentious life like that?
But it's how can I say this without being too
You're gonna have to be too. You're gonna have to be.
I think in some
'Cause
guys,
we in it now.
I know some guys make the mistake because if she brings a certain set of skills to the table.
Okay, which you can purchase.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So that's my problem.
Right. I know.
The stuff that's valued
Yeah.
is stuff you can get anywhere.
I know. But it's sometimes for some of them,
Okay.
it's that one. So now I can walk around and the world sees I'm with her.
But then you start treating that like a shoe. You don't want it after you get tired of it.
A man doesn't respect a woman that doesn't have a standard after a while. It's in us. We want you to have a certain standard.
Well, but what is that standard?
Yeah.
You know.
Or let me say respectable man. Let me qualify that statement. Sorry. Qualify that statement.
Respectability.
Yeah.
But what I'm looking at, respectability has been thrown out of the window. And, you know, not that I'm a big Juanita Bynum fan. But I ran across a video of hers, I think, a week or two ago. And she was going in on saved folk that were dressing as though they were going to an interview at a strip club. I don't know, how do you go to the gym half naked and then get mad if somebody's looking at you?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
And record it and then say, look at all these people looking at me. It's really for attention. They know what they're doing.
Private,
It's all attention.
personal,
It's all attention.
perspective, exhibited in public.
Yeah, it's all attention.
I need the attention. Let me go get it, but I need to act like I don't want it.
Yeah. It's insane.
But it's like this. So, my generation, we see a lady coming, arms full of bags. I automatically open the door. I can't tell you the number of women that are absolutely shocked that you're doing it, but only the older women appreciate it.
Yep.
The younger ones, you didn't have to do that. Oh, I know I didn't have to, dear.
Yeah, I wanted to. It's called being nice.
And I'm like, let me let the door go on you right here.
Yeah, right.
But what happened?
Yeah.
So we want appreciation, but we don't want you to show it.
Yeah. Some weren't raised on a man caring in that way.
Okay.
And some see that kind of care, what they call simping, they see it as weak.
The strong men are chivalrous.
Thank you. That's a thing.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
So if I don't treat you like I don't see you,
Yeah.
that's when you start appreciating me because I treat you bad?
Yeah.
That's simple.
Because it's that crazy thing. If I don't pay you no attention, it makes you want me, makes the person want you more. But who wants to be in a relationship with somebody where I got to ignore you to make you want me more?
That's stupid.
Like,
That's stupid. And watch this. I need you to care when I need you to care.
Yep.
But what men and women do to each other is teach each other how not to care.
Yep.
You're teaching me how not to respond.
Yeah.
So then I learn not to respond because I believe that's what you like.
Yeah.
And then when you need me to respond, I'm like, well, you can handle it.
Right.
I watched this dynamic, man, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. It's old things presented in new ways.
Okay.
And it's more extreme now because we get to see it more with videos, social media. You
Yeah.
see it more rather than just walking down the street.
Yeah.
But some of these, they are completely warped. I mean, I saw a video. She was like, I need $7,000. It's going to cost you this. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to buy. Again, I understand I got to provide. No problem with that at all.
No, but that's not what we're talking about.
But if I got to have a business transaction to be with you,
If you
might as well sign a contract.
If you don't like being rated,
Yeah.
watch this. And you rate a man based on your set of criteria, it is ridiculous for you to resent that man rating you based on his criteria.
Yeah.
Once again, if a guy's making $1 million a year it's not inappropriate for him to want somebody that can help support that lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's not always taking and taking and taking.
Right.
And bodies change over time.
Yeah.
So does your value reduce over time?
Right. Yeah. But that's how you feel.
Wow.
Now, you want to put your foot into it.
Go ahead, man.
Let's put our foot into it.
Okay.
Now, you lived through the sexual revolution,
Absolutely.
right?
Those 60s and 70s were nuts.
With nuts, yes. So what?
And they came with their diseases,
And
too.
they came with everything they came
yeah,
with.
they came
right?
with it all.
And I get it for a woman, especially like even in years past when they didn't have a lot of rights and blah 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 blah. You know, even siblings, the boy can be out all night, do whatever he wants to do, have as many babies as he wants. She got to be locked in the room. I think the over strictness of some environments in the past opened the door, sexual revolution, to they went too far this way.
The problem is men and women are not the same.
Yeah. Agree with that, yes.
I've counseled people, women that had 20, 30, 40 partners. They don't know how to connect to a man now.
Yeah, there's no.
So that freedom is detrimental to a woman's psyche, worth, all that kind of stuff. And they find themselves not being able to relate because they've been through too many people.
Yeah.
Guys, they have to get to a place of maturity where, okay, I can put that piece behind me and move on. But some guys can't.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so I'm watching. I'm watching. Like, when did this thing go nuts? Because I saw something about a pastor friend of mine, who married a celebrity, and then he finds out 2 weeks before he gets married that she's busting it with somebody else because she's going to have to settle down now that she's marrying a clergyman. I'm like, well, why marry him?
Yeah. They have them believing they can do the same thing that men do and have the same reactions to it.
They don't.
And I get it. There are women that have been treated unfair, but here's the other thing too. We're really putting our foot into it now.
Okay.
I think it's hard. I'm speculating here. Sometimes it's harder for a woman to handle criticism, especially when it comes to looks.
Not sometimes, Bethany.
I know.
Come
Okay.
on, not sometimes. Not sometimes.
Criticism. The only reason why.
That's why they don't apologize.
I know.
Okay.
I know. The only reason why I say
Okay.
this is because, especially when it comes to looks,
Okay.
a woman will be criticized by a man and other women. You don't see a lot of men walking around criticizing other men's looks.
No, you don't.
So some of them are blaming it all on men when y'all talk trash about each other. Men don't walk around.
Left and right.
We don't walk around, oh, he ugly. Oh, he
No,
this.
we
oh,
don't
he-
do
we
that.
don't-
No,
we don't-
no. I
You-
look
you may think some stuff.
better in this than you do. Men don't say that.
We don't walk around.
No,
dude.
we don't do that.
Most of us don't. Like, come
We
on.
don't do that.
It-
No, okay.
You know,
My hair is nicer than hers.
right. That criticism on both ends.
You know what's really weird?
Yeah.
If you and I happen to buy the same suit, we'll just say, man, that
It's a nice
looks
right,
nice
yeah,
on you,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I've seen women get mad. Now they go to a department store,
Right. Yep.
get mad because somebody else bought the same dress.
Yes. Like this.
She got my dress on.
Right.
What the?
Right. But it's just that I think you were seeing a rebellion against it's a wounded based reaction
Okay.
to it's misguided in how they're reacting to their hurts and their pains.
That's
That's my
yeah,
assumption. You know.
here's I think a good example. So men are slow to apologize, but men accuse women of never apologizing at all. The reason being is that women are concerned about the feeling that the offense caused.
Right.
So they're more concerned with correcting the feeling. So do some nice things, talk a little nicer,
Yeah.
do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not correct the offense.
Yeah.
So you'll find people being repeat offenders because all they're worried about is the feeling.
Right.
Now here's the problem. 10, 15 years ago, it became popular that you had to not justify people's feelings, but validate
Yeah.
everybody's feelings. You're invalidating my feelings. Well, that's the trap. Because if I validate your feeling,
Yeah.
then emotionally what you did that was wrong is okay.
Yeah.
So you got guys thinking that ladies don't apologize. But women don't think punching you in the face was the offense. The fact that you were hurt was the offense.
Yeah.
So let me put some A&D ointment on that, and that'll fix what I did. Guys, you know, they got another thing that's going on that I don't understand. They got a they'll get over it thing.
Yeah.
Which is
not
with anybody. You know, men process that thing silently because they don't get over stuff.
Yeah.
Women process it verbally because they don't get over stuff.
Right.
You know, but the fact of the matter is that people don't apologize because they think making you feel better is going to take away the offense. Yeah. And that is not valid.
It doesn't do it. I'm at that place in my life. Somebody hurts me, and we care. I'm appreciative for the gift, but you still owe me an apology.
Absolutely. We have to have a conversation.
We got to talk.
Yeah,
save all that.
Ain't just turning the page.
Right. Save all that.
No. We got to go back.
We got to talk.
And, you know, in our position, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and people want to, like folk will say they appreciate you and not treat you like they do.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Because the attitude for them is enough effort.
Yes.
Now, what they actually did.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. The verbalizing it.
And I think both men and women
Yeah.
would appreciate if you do appreciate me. You need to talk to me and behave like you do.
Yep.
That's men and women.
Absolutely. But I think another erosion of that, all this from the not apologizing to the lack of appreciation, is when parents start wanting to become their kids' friends.
It's a mistake.
Rather than their parent.
It's a mistake.
So now we're seeing the fruit of us not raising young men to value themselves, value women, and young women to value themselves and value other men. And some of it is because they saw their parents do stuff like that. Mom got 3 different uncles in 3 different years. We know, and eventually you realize that wasn't your uncle. The man got, you know, so-and-so. Your kids don't need to see everything that you're doing.
No, but they had this fallacy like, I'm real with my kids.
Yeah.
You can't be a real pimp in front of your children,
Right.
or a real hoe in front of your children.
Right.
You can't be.
You can't.
Because, you know, they don't have much else to model by.
Right. Yep.
To a mom and dad says, well,
Yeah. And children, and studies have shown this. We taught our youth leaders this. No matter what you say, children learn best by observational
That's
learning.
right.
Study after study has shown it. So that whole do as I say, not as I do does not work with children.
No.
It half even works with adults.
Look, you remember what you see more so than what you hear.
Yep.
Why do you think illustrations work so well?
Yep.
And why do you think you have to be so descriptive when you're teaching people the Bible? Because they got to see a picture in their head.
Picture. Yeah. And it.
I thought I was crazy. I'm watching this thing. I said, these people sound insane to me.
No, some of them are absolutely nuts. And some of the good girls, and I've had conversations with some of the good girls, and I'm like, you don't want that lifestyle. Because I'm telling you, the ones I saw in high school were like that, they look 15 years older than what
15?
they are. I'm being, I mean, that
They look
life
retirement age.
Thank you. That life wears on you.
It kills you after time.
Yeah, and you don't want that. And again, that's not the attention that you want.
No.
Not that tight.
And then I think everybody has the ability to look in the mirror and see themselves minimally aging. Yeah, I still look pretty good. I still look good. I still look almost as good. You know, we all have that ability to do that, to modify our perception of ourselves, even though it's staring us right in the face.
Yeah. And people are like, they're fighting. And I'm all for fighting age, like health-wise.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Absolutely.
Do your best to be as healthy as you can, whatever age you are. But this whole thing of you're 60 and you're 70, you're trying to look like you're 30 and you're 20, and it's like,
doesn't make any sense. It's not authentic. In an era of authenticity, it is about as unauthentic as you can get.
What's wrong with aging gracefully and aging with some sense of strength? And the goal is to get old, right?
Because the competition is what's being projected on social media.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I remember talking to somebody. She was looking at a magazine, and she said, "Ooh, I want abs like that." I said, "You know, the person in the mirror, in the picture, does not have abs like that." And it never registered.
It doesn't dawn on them.
That's filtered.
Yep.
That's
air chiseled and everything else.
But it's that smoke and mirrors that is deception.
Chandler, he's at the point now where he's not as defined as he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll take a marker and draw himself some abs.
Jesus.
That boy's something else. Let's go to Scott from Guiland. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Mr. Bevins, Pastor Nick, what's going on with you guys?
Good morning. Welcome to On Point.
Appreciate you guys taking my call. Pastor Nick, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. I'm going to do a little sports thing at the end, but Bishop, I got two things I could ask you or Pastor Nick. First one, again, thank you for your sermons. Me and I are on I had it, lost it, got it back.
Yeah.
And my other favorite one is chess, not checkers. And that almost had me shout one of your sermons with that. And what can I say about you, Bishop? Just our friendship and being a mentor and father/big brother. And I just thank you for your past sermons. You know what I'm dealing with family-wise. We're going to end it with that. But you've helped me. You're helping Naya out, too. She, of course, is quiet when she's going through some family stuff. So you really help us out before we head out the door. And all three of us know you need spiritual stuff before you hit the outside world. And thank you for those sermons. But that chess and not checkers is amazing.
It's
thank
helping.
you for that.
Good.
My last question before I get in my sports talk. Psalms, is that a good one? I've been reading Psalms before I come to work. I have a Bible in my janitor closet. When you're going through stuff, is there another, chapter?
I think if you start at chapter 1,
Okay.
take your time and go through the thing, maybe 5 verses at a time.
Okay.
Don't eat off too much. Maybe 5 verses. Make sure you understand that. There's no better book of the Bible, I think, for daily help. And I'll tell you why. You've got it's one of the Old Testament books where God's interaction with a person is the focus of attention of the book. So you see this personal relationship that David has with God, but you also see the life that David has with the triumphs and the failures, the challenges and the tests. You see him go through life and see him relating to God and God relating to him on a personal level. And that's one of the books where I got the revelation that purpose is God's personal interest in an individual. So you see God's personal interest in David through Psalms, through all the ups and downs, hills and valleys of his life. So I think you can't do better as far as meditating and understanding what God's will is for us and how God works, which is a major hurdle for most Christians, how God works.
Right.
If we can get to, and they say, you can't trace him, but you can. He says he's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore.
Forever.
So,
Yes, sir.
so in most characteristics, you're able to predict what God will do, but you got to know him first.
Right.
And Psalms is a good book to find out.
Yes. I started with that right away, and like you said, 3 or 4 of my coworker Carmen, she's a religious lady, and she said, "Pop," and it was a brand new Bible, and I said, "I'm gonna keep it here and put it to use," and it definitely helps me out. Okay, thank you for that. And
Wonderful.
last one, little sports segment, if I may. I think Boston is going to come out like that. I was telling one of my coworkers that layoff might hurt them, or it might not, and it looked like it didn't. It just looked like I couldn't believe the Porzingis.
Porzingis was the X factor.
Was he?
Yeah.
See, most people didn't think he was going to come back.
Nope.
They thought he was still hurt, so that's why they were like, the Mavs are going to take it. But Porzingis came in there and started lighting them
Porzingis
up.
plays for Boston now?
Yeah, he started.
I hadn't seen him in so long. I didn't know he was on the team.
He came. He was at New York, then Dallas, then Boston. He came in that game and started lighting them up, and it was off to the races.
They couldn't.
Bishop, it was like he didn't. I'm getting ready to go. I wish Embiid could come off an injury like that. I guess everybody's different, but he was out for 38 days, Bishop and Pastor Nick. It didn't even look like it.
He got his legs underneath him.
He came in there.
He got his legs underneath him. Over a month rest.
Yeah.
That'll get your legs back underneath.
And
He just had everything.
They weren't ready for
Dallas
him.
and them was close. He came in the game like midway first quarter.
Yep.
Off to the races. They was.
It was just.
It was something, boy.
He was shooting like water coming out of a spigot.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was crazy. So Dallas better make some adjustment. We know they definitely will, because Jason Kidd, I mean, we both know a standing player he was, and He's gonna make adjustments, but they better do something quick because.
So is it even now? Is it
Well, that was the first
the
game.
first game?
The
Okay.
first game.
Okay.
And Kyrie looks calm. He didn't have a good game, but he
No,
looks
he did.
he looks
No,
so
he
calm.
didn't.
He's like, it's game one. But that's how you
Oh, yeah,
when
they
you've
got
been
a
there
long way to
before.
go, yeah.
You're like you're not.
Veterans like it's 7 games,
Yeah,
man.
7
Come
games.
on,
You'll
come
be
on.
all right. You're okay.
Absolutely.
Let's say we're
All right, Scott.
All right, take care. God
Talk
bless
to you now. Bye bye.
All right.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device. Why don't you like and subscribe and share? Help us build the On Point family. We would love you to be a part of this conversational dimension that we're in. We're going to line 6, and we're going to Tom from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Hey, Tom.
How you doing, Bishop?
How you doing?
How's it going, Pastor?
Hey, Tom.
What's going on, man?
You know, I was going to talk about the women thing, but first I got to talk about Porzingis. I think it was 4 threes, 3 blocks. Don't go down the middle or you're getting rejected. The guy took the game over.
He took it
And
over?
in that first,
He took it over. It was. They were up by 20, I think, at halftime.
no, in the first quarter
And the
they were
first-
up
yeah,
by.
they-
It was the highest deficit in league history in the playoffs.
But Dallas came back.
They came back and got it close to, I think, by 8, and then Celtics just went
Took off again?
Yeah, they won by 12.
It was ugly.
It was, yeah.
Do you
Well,
think they
it
have?
depends what side. It was
do you-
pretty if you
do you
were
think they
Baltimore.
have an answer for him?
Ooh.
If Kyrie played his normal game,
Okay.
it would have been a lot closer.
Okay.
But he had like 12 points. He was off the whole game.
You guys are not sounding extraordinarily confident that Dallas can bounce back from this.
After if game 1 is the indication, that's not always an indication.
That's not always.
It's not always.
Yeah.
But if they go that route again next game,
But you know, it's hard to keep. I think it's hard to keep peak performance for 7 games.
yeah,
You have to have some hills and valleys.
yeah, you have to. And the crazy thing is, Jason Tatum didn't even have the best game, and they still won by that much. So if he's on, not Randall,
Yeah,
it's
he's
Randall,
got a
yeah.
mediocre game.
All them are all clicking. Boston's going to take this easily because you got 4 on the 4 on the Celtics that are really
Yeah.
good, and then you got Luka and Kyrie and the rest of the team.
You know
That's
what always amazes me though?
Yeah.
You'll see one team seems to dominate another. We're only talking about one game so far.
Yeah.
But then you look at a group like the Timberwolves, and you say, the Timberwolves could have beaten them,
Mhm.
but they couldn't beat this team. So the matchups are
It's
important.
matches, yeah, they're important
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Bishop,
Yeah, man.
you guys were talking about the woman-man kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the guy's whole name. Samuel?
Kevin Samuel.
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. High-value men. And how women want to have, everyone wants a high-value man.
Mm-hmm.
You will never see a high-value woman, not usually, take a less than high-value man.
Because,
And the way-
what do they say? The women are pergamous. They like to marry up.
Yeah.
That's a nice, interesting word. How you say it? What's it again?
I think it's pergamous. I believe that's the word. But here's the thing, Tom. Straighten me out here. If females want to marry up, doesn't that say without much thinking that men have to marry down?
Yeah.
It does. I
And
mean,
you know what?
just by the fact that ladies say, "I got to marry up. I'm going to marry up. I'm going to go up." That kind of means that men have to reach down to get them, doesn't it?
From their viewpoint,
Yeah.
they don't.
Yes.
Yeah. And I
And I don't think guys are thinking that. Can we just get along?
Yeah.
Can you be pleasant?
yeah.
Can we do this thing together?
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the past, men were always making more than women.
Of
Now
course.
you have a lot of women out there who are doing 6 figures.
But it's still slanted the other way more. Men still make
Oh,
most
oh,
of the
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And I think that when some people say equality, they don't really mean it. People want equality in certain areas that they're concerned about.
Yeah.
They don't want real equality. Like, I wouldn't want any daughter of mine out being a bricklayer. But
Right.
but if she wants to be an executive assistant somewhere, she shouldn't get equal pay that the bricklayer is getting. You know, the jobs pay
jobs.
what the jobs pay.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, so we want equal outcome, but maybe not equal effort. Is that maybe what's happening?
That could be.
For some, I mean, I think it seems like women still want a man to be a financial provider. They find security in that, no matter how much money they make.
Absolutely.
No matter how much money they make. It's just, unless you got like Oprah money or somebody where you're in a class where you're the billions where
Yeah, only a few people are there.
You
Rarefied air.
right. It's still, I make $200,000 a year. I want him to make 200 or 250 because some of them will say they okay with a man making less money
Yeah.
until they get into the relationship.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's an issue.
But here's the problem.
For some, not all, some.
So if you're requiring 250,000, most people don't want you to enter that relationship with a consumer's mindset. I'm gonna make it. You're gonna spend it. That's not what most people want to do, male or female. You have to be able to help me preserve this,
Yeah.
and even build this.
Yeah, make it better.
Yeah. So if you're not bringing any of that skill to the table, I think you just ought to at least be pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be a nice person. Be whatever your assignment is in a relationship. Do it well.
Yeah.
But not make it. You know, I've said this for years. Men and women make it difficult to love them,
They do. Yep.
but they want to be loved like they don't get it difficult.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because some of them are still looking at, she's married to a wealthy guy. You go to Neiman Marcus at Monday morning at 9 a.m. They walking around having a good time, but they're not seeing all the stuff they're putting into the relationship to help him.
Yeah. Do what he had to
They
do.
just see the shopping part. They just see the vacations. They don't see what she brings to the table.
A lot of folk. You hardly ever see those people complain about work. Now you get crazy thing like Tom Brady and his wife. You know, he plays too much football.
Yeah, right. Even though she made way more money than he did.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Hey, Bishop,
Yeah.
I got to leave you with this one. Clarence Thomas finally
Oh.
all of his stuff.
Oh.
But you asked the question about, how about the other ones? Is it something we don't know?
Well, they revealed some stuff. All of them did.
Yeah, all of them.
Except
I
Alito.
got the numbers for you.
He's on a 90-day.
All right, what's the numbers, man?
Kanji Brown, 895,000 tickets to Beyonce.
Okay.
Brett, 340.
But qualify that, Tom, though. That was a book advance.
Nothing compared. Oh,
That was
She-
a book,
hers
that was a
hers
book
was a
advance.
book advance.
Book advance. They're allowed to get that.
Yeah, allowed to get that, yeah.
Same thing with Sully Meyer. She's about 90,000. Again, book advance.
Okay.
Neil Grossman, 250,000. Don't know exactly what that one's for. But there's money to be made, but the money was different than it was from Clarence Thomas.
He got those trips and stuff. Yeah.
Very different. But there's a lot of money behind closed doors.
So we can't taint the two justices who got book advances because every author gets a book advance. Now, whether they have to put it in trust or whatever, but I think a book advance is not so much personal. But mansions and jet trips and vacations and yachts and those types of things are perks. And so the book company is not necessarily going to influence your vote.
Yeah.
But another billionaire telling you, look, I'm going to pay off your mama's house.
Yeah.
Whether you say to yourself you're not going to give them favoritism or not, there's something in
come
you.
on. You gonna
I was just reading last night. Jesus is talking about, Simon, I need to ask you a question. He said, if you owe a banker $500,000, one guy owes him 500, another one owes him 50,000, and he forgives both debts. Who's going to appreciate the banker more?
Yeah.
The one with the 500,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to lean that way.
Right.
So the guy, man, come on. Clarence need to stop.
Oh, he's by far the worst justice they can trace in the history of the court. It's like
I don't know if he's worse than
ridiculous
Alito,
amounts of
man.
money.
Yeah.
At least he doesn't have an upside-down flag hanging outside his house.
Oh,
And then be so weak to blame it on his wife.
I know.
It's your house,
Man
man.
up, yo. Man up.
Come on, man.
and you can guarantee the kind of personality he is, wife ain't telling him what to do.
Of course she isn't.
Yeah.
He threw her under the bus. You're going to have to take the tire for this one,
Right,
baby.
right.
Come on, man.
Hey, honey, you're going to have to take one for the team.
Good talking to you, Tom.
Hey, take care.
Take it easy. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. So Clarence Thomas is now criticizing Brown versus the Board of Education while giving his opinion about a gerrymandering case.
His whole thing is the court shouldn't be involved in some of these racial matters.
But if they weren't, he wouldn't be a judge.
Exactly.
As black as that man is, how does he look? How does he look into a mirror and convince himself, I'm not what I'm looking at?
Yeah. It's just like that crazy Byron Donald, I think his name.
Oh, don't talk about
he
it.
said
He's horrible.
that blacks were better under Jim Crow.
He's horrible.
And did you see the jewelry clip?
Ugh.
And she was like, "Isn't your wife white?" And he was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Don't you know it would be illegal for y'all to be together during Jim Crow?"
What did he say?
He had nothing to say. Well, America's gotten better.
Wait a minute. You just said it was
better under
okay.
Jim Crow. You wouldn't be able to marry her under Jim Crow.
They're mindless.
Yeah.
They're just mindless.
Yeah.
Because the Republican Party's hair is on fire right now because Trump was found guilty in a court that supposedly Biden was influencing.
Mm-hmm.
But Biden's son is about to be convicted of something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to control the court,
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure my son. Now, Trump and those guys would have made sure their child didn't take a hit.
Of course.
And would have said, I didn't influence it at all. But the defense, Trump might as well had tried himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to talk about, I wanted to testify. You could have.
Right. Tell me something about this Hunter Biden case.
Okay.
He's on for a gun charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought they were all pro-gun.
Until it came to him.
That's what I'm confused about. Maybe I'm seeing this wrong.
Until it came to him.
Okay. I thought he did something different than anybody else.
Who determines what?
Okay. All right. I was just quit.
Because flip side, if any other candidate, Democrat, let's use something more relevant. If Obama had been guilty on 30, how many? 4 counts?
34.
34 counts of anything,
Come on.
littering, he wouldn't have been unfair.
Right. Yep.
If Obama had had 3 baby mamas and all the kids on the platform at the convention, he'd have been irresponsible, couldn't have possibly been saved. And that's my shot at the evangelicals. Because all of a sudden, all that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Well, their big thing now is Martin Luther King wasn't saved. They during Martin Luther King Day, they be bringing all this stuff
Well,
up.
Martin wasn't saved, ain't none of them saved.
Thank you.
Nobody goes around questioning that.
Thank you. Come on. But it's there. But it's that they're going to run woke. They're going to run on woke, Biden's age, and a subtle one is, well, not so much subtle, is he's old, and if he dies, you're going to have a black woman as a president.
They're not saying it, but it's in
throwing
there.
that stuff in there.
It's
They're
in
throwing
there.
that stuff in there.
It's in there. It's in there.
It's
What blows my mind is now Trump can't vote in a lot of states,
yeah.
but he can run for president.
Can't even go to certain countries because you can't have a felony in a lot of certain countries.
So he's on restricted travel.
Yeah. Fucking run for president.
How's that work?
I think there's like 40 some odd countries he wouldn't be able to travel to as a convicted felon.
He can't own a gun. I mean, none of this. And if he keeps running his mouth, Brad's gonna put him in jail.
Yeah.
And it's just like in certain situations you have to expect people to say what they say.
Yeah.
There's no way that the Republicans were going to say, okay, the trial was fair. They're saying what they have to say to stay in his good graces. But in the meantime, I believe many of them are ruining their careers because they're ruining their credibility with the people that elected them.
Yeah. Because DeSantis said that that he'll make a way for Trump to be able to vote in Florida. Now, mind you, convicted felons aren't supposed to vote in Florida.
I know, but
You're going to make a way for him.
governor approval.
Governor approval. And did you see his interview on Fox where they asked, I think it was Fox, they asked Trump, about him saying Hillary Clinton, lock her up.
He denied
And he
ever
denied
saying
it. And they're like, we got you on video.
They played him a dozen times.
It was the
saying
crowd saying it. I didn't
No,
say it. Sir, you ran a whole...
If that didn't cut through and show them how challenged he is, He can't possibly say he never said
Yeah.
it.
You ran the whole thing on lock her up.
It was the chant at the beginning of every speech.
Right.
How are you gonna? But then, what are his followers saying?
Yeah. Just
He didn't say it.
ignoring it. Just they want him back so bad.
You know where my disappointment is? My contemporaries in the faith. Some guys I know and have known for 20, 25 years. Their measuring rod for what's right and wrong has it's just gone, man. Which tells me that the angst that the general population was showing, that some of my evangelical brothers have had that same angst all these years, which tells me they've been faking when they've been in our context.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And over the years, we've had some of the top, especially Pentecostals, who came out very strong with the former president, but acted like, but that was all economic.
Yep. They were doing that. I remember the evangelical side, some of the people that seminar I go to, they were all in this racial reconciliation movement.
Yeah.
But it was all based off their control of it.
Of course.
Their viewpoint, their platform. So it wasn't, like you said earlier, it wasn't really equality. It was just, we want this reconciliation on our terms, not on your real equality.
So I'm going to fix it for you, but it's going to be the way I want it fixed.
Yes.
Not going to have nothing to do with what you want.
That's going to subtly keep you down here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I do get this part. I know we've talked about it briefly. I understand that some of the Caucasian pastors that I've known over the years who found themselves in their minds relegated to black platforms. That was where they got their fame. That's where they built their wealth, their following. That's who they sold their books to. I get that everybody wants to be accepted by their own people.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that some of them resented in the visceral level that the success was tied to minority folk.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they had a chance to abandon it, they did, and they didn't care what they said or how they did it.
Yep.
And we've had some of them right here in this church multiple times.
Yep. It's unfortunate. That Trump was an eye opener. But okay, you explain it there. I was going to answer my own question.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of the spiritual part of empowering people, helping people, and if God gives you this specific platform
Didn't want that
for
one.
these people,
Didn't want that one.
this over here was more important than God's value of you. In a,
The problem was that when they were looked down on by their peers, you know, yeah, they're successful, but they're over there with them. And the meetings were huge. National meetings, huge. Sole person on a platform where, you know, majority were of minorities, blacks and Hispanics, one white person, and they gained fame, millions. But at the bottom of that is, I still want to be accepted by my own folk. And I understand that part, but I don't understand why it had, well, in this context, it had to be a this or that. Here's the problem. What they're attached to is going to fade. So they've abandoned the audience that brought them. What do they do then?
Yep. Yeah, because they don't really accept you, even over there.
The white evangelicals called Paula White a heretic.
Prosperity pimp, all that stuff.
They had a bunch of titles for
No
her.
women preachers.
They had a bunch of titles for her. She was disqualified
Yep.
on a number of platforms. But now she's over there like they never said anything about
Yep.
it.
Yep. Come
But
on.
her ministry, which was to minority people, that's gone the way of the buffalo.
Yep.
And it looks like she can't restart the thing.
Nope. That's one thing about it. Well, the same group of us. You can't show us that side, and you think you're gonna get our support. Nah, they ain't going.
And they had a few people that sat with
That's
it for
the
a
same
while.
side of
Yeah,
us. The same.
yeah,
The same
same
not-
side.
The ones that are in that delusion, yes.
Yeah.
You know,
But they faded,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So tomorrow we got another great day coming. If you did not get a chance to be with us on Wednesday night,
Yeah.
we did we're in our series Pathway to Success, and we did a teaching on opportunity. You want to take the chance and the time to listen to it attentively. I got a lot of feedback. By Thursday, people had gone back and listened to it twice.
Good.
And then, of course, we're in our Holy Spirit series on Sundays, and we're in the segment now where we're dealing with witchcraft from a biblical standpoint. So it's not spooky, it's spiritual. It's all Bible, 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 Bible. People are getting an understanding. We're explaining the differences, explaining the nuances, explaining the deception, because a lot of Christians are caught up. And unfortunately, as I'm studying this, Pastor Nick, I'm seeing elements already in the church, national, at operation. I'm more recognizing individuals who may have had that door open for them by a relative, an ancestor, or may have opened it themselves. And understanding that if this sorcery stuff started in the garden, then it starts with a conversation. And, you know, we're going to do some more on that tomorrow. We hope you'll be with us. So join us at 8 virtual, 11 in person. We no longer require COVID vaccination. Masks are optional. You don't have to feel different. If you want to wear one, fine. Our Wednesday midweek studies, 12 noon on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Our convocation, Power of God, is back. 3 days, 26th to the 28th of this month. You want to register as soon as possible. Go to our website at BBC of NJ. If you need some inspiration during the week, need some keep up to date with what we're doing, BBC News 28950. That's text the BBC News to 28950. If you want some inspiration, text BBC Elevate to 28950. Got a prayer request? Send it to us. We love praying with you. And that will be social at go2bethany.com. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so even when it's not so. That it might be so. Hope to see you tomorrow live in this room, 11 a.m. Take it easy.